and FR eventually became my favorite subject, and I even took up GFRS because of his teaching. Next time when you're doing reverse acquisition and you're facing the same difficulties and you aren't understanding it, you'll be, when we think of FR, we just think of Indians, right? But that's not it. How did I do FR? FR is such a big subject, so what strategies did I follow? Hi guys, welcome to Aspire with Akshat. And on this particular episode, we're going to discuss how I scored 79 in FR. Okay, which is a very bulky subject. So this is a very holistic video covering all the aspects. Okay, but before we can begin, if you all like the content of this video and the upcoming videos, do click on the like button and the subscribe button and hit the bell icon if you want to be regularly updated for upcoming videos. Alright, so where did I take my lectures from? I'd taken my lectures from Bhavik Choksi sir. He's based in Mumbai, and his lectures were for 400 hours. This was a regular online batch that I'd taken. So these were 400 hours lectures, but these were very exhaustive, and Bhavik sir ingrained every concept of FR so well that I could retain it till the end, and FR eventually became my favorite subject, and I even took up GFRS because of his teaching. So I know that the lectures were for 400 hours, and to manage it with the articleship, I was in Deloitte. So it was a Big Four articleship, very hectic as we all know. So how did I do it, right? So for this, me and my friends had made a group separately for this purpose. All of us had started watching FR at the same time, and all of us had a target of watching at least say 8 lectures of 3 hours each in every particular week. And whoever does not complete that particular target has to chip in some amount towards the fund. So this is how we were motivating each other to complete those 400 hours, and once those 400 hours were complete, our FR was sorted, I can tell you. However, Bhavik also runs a fast track batch which is of 180 hours, in which the notes which you would be writing in the regular batch, they would be printed. तो आपको खुद को इतनी मेहनत नहीं करनी, और इसलिए 400 आवर्स की जगह वो 180 आवर्स का बैच हो जाता है. सो दैट इज नंबर 1. आई टेकन माई लेक्चर्स फ्रॉम भाविक सर. नाउ व्हाट कंटेंट डिड आई रेफर टू? I referred to Bhavik sir's study material, which comprised of his main textbook. I was a May 22 student, so there were many additional ICI SM questions which were not covered in his book. And so he had only given us a May 21 and a May 22 spiral bind book separately. So that, plus there were additional COVID-19 sums again given by him only. And then was the institute's RTP, MTP and past papers, and also the test series which I had taken. So for this, I would just like to add that Bhavik sir's content, his questions are exhaustive, and you do not need to look at the ICI SM. Firstly, I didn't have time for that, and secondly, there was no need to do that. I did a cost benefit analysis, and it wouldn't have made sense for me to go through the ICI SM also. So I referred Bhavik sir's material. Additionally, Bhavik sir also has an FR Shield book, which is basically a summary of all concepts. I would say that if you're an FR student and you've already taken Bhavik sir, then you need not purchase this book. However, if you've taken lectures from say some other faculty and you want to go through Bhavik sir's theory conceptual notes, then FR Shield is a very good book. Also, if you're a GFRS student, then you should definitely purchase FR Shield, because you will get all concepts of Indians in one book only. Now, what all did I study in FR? Sorry. So in FR, when we think of FR, we just think of Indians, right? But that's not it. Of course, goes without saying, I studied each and every Indians. I did not leave any Indians. FR being the first subject, you should do 100% of the portion. So I did all the Indians. In addition to that, people often neglect CSR, integrated reporting, analysis of FS, conceptual framework for financial reporting, these 4 additional chapters. But I would say these carry a lot of weightage in the exam. In my own attempt, there was one very easy question on CSR for 5-6 marks, and there was again a question of 5 marks on integrated reporting, one question on conceptual framework. So also covered these chapters, because CSR, integrated reporting, these are very small chapters, and they have a good probability of being asked in the examination. And if asked again, there'll be easy questions framed on them. So do 100% of your FR portion. For this, I would suggest that before your paper, before your exam date, give at least, I would say, 6 days to FR. I had given 7 days to FR because I did not want any hiccups आगे चल के, तो इसलिए FR में 100% पोर्शन करना है, ठीक है. Now how did I do FR? FR is such a big subject, so what strategies did I follow to do FR? Okay, so number one was that I always, in all my FR self studies, I always started with the bigger indices, the indices which carry more weightage. How did I go about it? I used to always start with financial instruments, 32, 107, and 109. Then I would go to the assets linked indices, say index 30, 38, index 16, index 36, 116, that is leases. That is also a part of assets linked indices. I would do that. Then I would do revenue recognition. Then I would go on to business combination, consolidation, and then you start picking up the smaller indices. Say you can pick up index 41, index 20, and so on. So what happens is, because at the start of your preparation you will always be motivated, so it is always better to go with bigger indices which carry a lot of weightage in the examination, because at the start you will be fresh also, and these indices are very important. So start with bigger indices. Number 2, do an ABC analysis. FR, since it's such a huge subject, so many topics, always, since the time you're reading the subject by yourself for the first time, that is your first self study, do an ABC analysis about every question. And if you find certain questions which are repetitive or which are very basic and you think that you do not need to refer to them in the future, just cancel them straight away. Just take your pen and just cancel them. Okay, and for the rest, do an ABC analysis. That will help you a lot. Then number 3 is that I've seen many people in practical subjects, they like to just go through the solution of the faculty. I would just say कि faculty ने कोई problem solve किया तो उन्होंने तो सही सही solve किया होगा. Problem तब आती है जब हम लोग examination में खुद से solve करते हैं. So for this I would say that जब आप खुद से अगर solve कर रहे हो कोई भी, जैसे आपने इंडेक्स 102 का ले लिया, so at least on a rough page you should be able to solve it yourself. पहले खुद solve करो उसे, एक बार तो solve करना ही चाहिए. पहले खुद उसे रफ में, आपको कोई डिटेल्ड वर्किंग नहीं देना, जस्ट रफ में फिगर्स के साथ सॉल्व कर लो कैलकुलेटर लेके, एंड जस्ट सी वेदर यू गेट द करेक्ट आंसर और नॉट. इवन इफ यू डोंट गेट इट, एटलीस्ट यू विल नो वेर यू वेंट रॉन्ग by following this approach rather than just ticking off what the faculty has taught you. So try and solve it yourself before looking at the faculty's answers. Then number 4 is that FR is a very logical subject. इसमें कुछ भी रट्टा मत मारना. अगर कोई भी चीज़ आप लॉजिक से के साथ करोगे ना, जैसे कंसोलिडेशन में कोई एंट्री है तो वाई डू वी सब्ट्रैक्ट इट फ्रॉम प्री एक्विजिशन रिजर्व्स, वाई नॉट फ्रॉम पोस्ट एक्विजिशन रिजर्व्स. If you get the logic, you will be able to retain it till the exam date, and that is what we want in our case. अपने को रटना नहीं है बिल्कुल भी. There is a logic in FR behind every journal entry, behind every particular treatment. Say कि FET, OCI, equity, why is it non-reclassifiable to your PNL? So study the logic well. That is why I said Bhavik sir, because Bhavik sir teaches you the logics with his additional notes. कि अगर क्वेश्चन में अगर ये एडिशनल एडजस्टमेंट होता तो आप क्या करते हैं. सो दैट इज वाई लॉजिक इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ऑल्सो नंबर 5 इज अ समरी आंसर. ओके, सो व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग माय रिविजन, से सेकंड और थर्ड रिविजन, आई न्यू कि एग्जाम के एक वीक पहले आई कांट गो थ्रू ईच एंड एवरी आंसर इन डिटेल. मुझे लॉजिक समझ में आ गया था ऑलरेडी. सो वॉट आई डिड वॉज दैट इंस्टेड ऑफ से हाउ मेनी लीज कॉम्पोनेंट्स आर देयर, so instead of going through the entire answer in my second or third revision, I had just made summary notes for myself in the margins that there are 3 lease components. Number 1, furniture. Number 2, land. And number 3, so on and so forth. Okay, so I did not have to read the entire answer, and this saved me a lot of time. Number 6 is the highlighting strategy, which I again followed before the exams. So when I was doing my second, third revision, what I did was that जो कंटेंट या जो क्वेश्चंस मुझे एग्ज़ाम से एक दिन पहले देखने हैं ना, मैंने उसको ही हाईलाइट कर दिया एक ऑरेंज कलर के हाइलाइटर से. ठीक है, so that one day before the exam I would not again go through the entire answer, entire explanation. I would just read those relevant lines. मुझे एग्ज़ाम के एक दिन पहले मुझे वापस पूरा लॉजिक समझने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. अगर मैंने जर्नल एंट्री भी देख लिया तो भी काम चल जाएगा. तो फॉर दैट एग्ज़ाम preparation I had highlighted those particular journal entries and I did only those, so that helped me save a lot of time ahead also. Now I would like to give a bonus tip. Number one bonus tip is that if you're solving a particular say question yourself and you make mistakes, so please make a note of those mistakes at that particular time only. What will happen is इससे आप अपनी mistake document करोगे और लिखोगे कि क्या करेक्ट आंसर होना चाहिए, तो ये आपके दिमाग में बैठेगा. सेकेंडली जब आप नेक्स्ट टाइम रिविजन करोगे तब आपको याद आएगा कि हाँ मैंने ऐसा किया था, और एग्ज़ाम में आप वो दोबारा मिस्टेक नहीं करोगे. तो इसलिए दिस इज़ वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बोनस टिप. हर क्वेश्चन के नीचे अगर कोई आपने मिस्टेक की है तो उसे उधर ही लिख दो, ठीक है. कमिंग टू नंबर ऑफ रिविजन्स एंड ऑल, सो फॉर FR I had done one detailed study, and then I had done my second revision. I can call it the second time I studied FR, and then I directly studied it in the week before the exam. So I did not do a third revision in FR. This is because for my third revision I was getting only 3 days, 3 or max to max 4 days for FR, and I figured out कि 4 दिन में मेरा FR पूरा नहीं होने वाला है. So that's why I did not do a third revision. And तो जो third revision नहीं किया मैंने, वो जो दिन बच गए मेरे 3-4 दिन वापस, उसको मैंने एग्ज़ाम के पहले जो प्रेपरेशन कर रहा था उसमें मैंने क्लब कर दिया, एंड इट हेल्प मी अ लॉट ओवर देयर. बिकॉज एग्ज़ाम के एक वीक पहले मैंने पूरा फिर FR अच्छे से कर लिया था. सो आई ऑल्सो न्यू कि FR मेरा स्ट्रॉन्ग है, तो इसलिए FR में मैंने 2 रिविजन ही किए थे. एंड फॉर द थर्ड वन, ड्यू टू lack of time, I thought of not doing it a third time. Instead I gave more time before the examinations. Coming to tests and writing practice, I taken AR1CA test series for FR, and I would recommend them too. This is because their tests gave a lot of new questions which did not appear in the ICI SM or any other institute material. For FR I had given only one test. This is because again there was a lack of time, and I feel कि एक टेस्ट भी अगर आप दे लो ना हर सब्जेक्ट का, तो that is sufficient enough. So for FR I had given one test and I had scored around 57-60 in that. मेरा पेपर भी छूट गया था. तो टेस्ट देने से मुझे वो टाइम मैनेजमेंट जो कि FR जैसे सब्जेक्ट में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है वो मुझे समझ में आ गया था. एंड सो ऑन, या. एंड नाउ आई लाइक टू एंड दिस वीडियो विद माई सेकेंड बोनस टिप, एंड दैट इज़ कि अगर आपने कोई भी टफ क्वेश्चन आपको मिला, जैसे रिवर्स एक्विजिशन, वो आप पहली बार करोगे तब आपको टाइम लगेगा, नेक्स्ट टाइम करोगे तब भी टाइम लगेगा, क्योंकि हर बार आपको वो समझने में टाइम लगता है. इट्स अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट कॉन्सेप्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड. तो व्हेन यू डूइंग रिवर्स एक्विजिशन फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, एट दैट टाइम मेक योर ओन वॉइस नोट कि ये चीज़ क्यों की गई है. Why are we calculating purchase consideration in this manner only? So through your own voice notes, record it in your particular device, your phone, and just reference the particular voice note number या उसका name in your notebook, so that next time when you're doing reverse acquisition and you're facing the same difficulties and you aren't understanding it, you will be able to refer your own voice note, and आप तब अपना time बचा पाओगे. So this is my second bonus tip. If I've not covered anything, just let me know in the comment section. And if you do think that this video helped you in any way, please subscribe to the channel for upcoming videos and hit the bell icon. All the best.